is going to be distance control. Open guard means it's the opposite of closed guard. Remember, can you sit down please? This is closed guard where my legs are wrapped around the person, literally closed. And anything else where the legs are between you and your opponent means you're in open guard. Okay? There's basically 3 distances that we are working at. The first one is basically this one where I can keep him at a distance with my feet and I'm sitting up straight. If he comes towards me, I have to fall back to my back, but still my feet will be in between us. Preferably put them on the hips. If they lean forward a bit, not too much please, I can put it on their biceps right here. What I want to avoid though is when he steps back, is that I'm extending my legs. Now it's a very easy pass for him. He can pass my legs and he can hit me on top of my head pretty easily, okay? When he steps back, so come here please. When my feet are on the biceps or maybe on the hips, if he steps back in a little bit more, I can sit up straight again, here. If he steps back even more, this is where I do my stand-up, and we're back to a neutral position. Okay? This is the drill that we're going to do. So the person that is standing will only walk in a straight line, back and forth. Yeah? So, and I have to reply accordingly. So he comes back, I'm gonna stand up, sit down, if it goes even more. Make sure your feet touch the other person, but your knees are not extending. So there's a line here, it's called the hip line. My knees should never be past this line right here. Always keep them close to your body. So when he starts to step back, and I have to overextend, that actually means that I have to sit up here. Yeah? Okay. If I'm sitting up here, I want to keep this hand posted. Why? If he comes forward, and it might be a little bit too late, and if he starts to push me, I can still balance. If the hand would not be here, he pushes me now, I'm on my back. Of course I can still do this defending right here, but if he passes, I'm too late. Okay? Any questions? Okay. People generally don't just move back and forth, they tend to also move sideways, apparently. It doesn't really matter if you're seated like this or laying. You have to keep him in front of you, meaning your feet have to face him. If you come a little bit closer, please. If he's on the side right here, he's likely to be able to enter into this space right here, and of course go for a side bound or some other kind of dominant position. So when you're laying, supine is what they call it, or sitting, same thing, keep your feet pointing towards the other guy, okay? So you will just move in one direction, and I have to follow him. If he switches directions, I have to follow him as well, but what you can see me doing here is I'm switching sides, like this, yeah? Because if he's moving and he makes a quick turn, I'm probably going to be too late, yeah? So you have to switch. Okay. Move. Switch. Sometimes when he gets too close, you can move back a little bit, of course. That's when you're sitting up. If you're here, now if you start to move, you have to put one foot on the floor, otherwise you cannot turn, right? So yeah, keep going. And if you switch the sides, the best thing that you can do is have contact with him with at least 1 foot, but remember, don't overextend. So I don't want to be here. It all depends on the distance that is here. If it's too far away, just keep your leg in close, move like this, and then keep going. Now if he's close enough, you can use his body a little bit to take a ride as well. Yeah. That's basically it. Okay, nothing else. So we're going to be seated, And you're going to move around, only sideways, not forward. And you can try and fool the other guy a little bit by making a little bit of redirections. That's the first round. Second round, you'll be on your back, and you're basically going to do a little bit the same thing. Look, now it's easier when he's close, and I can take a ride on him. If he's back a little bit, and I have to overextend, now I have to put my foot on the floor, like this. Okay? And now is the time that we have to talk about lines of defense. But first, of course, what do I have to defend? What I have to defend is the space between my elbow and my knee. So every time he's able to breach that spot, he's in a dominant position. For instance, side mount. Now let's go to mount. Oops. It's even worse. He's on both sides, between my elbow and my knees, right? Okay. So what do I have to defend this space? First my feet, then my knees, which is usually what happens when we're in half guard. Then my hands, blocking him from a distance, and from a short distance, it will be my elbows. Yeah? You don't want to be on the place where you have to use your elbows, because it's usually too late. So the thing that makes it a little bit harder is that when you stand up, please, is he's not just going to move around, he's very likely going to take my legs and throw them to the side, for instance. Now, wait here, please. This space is opening up, and I have to recover this space. If I just stay here, I don't want to say a bad word. And you can see that he's coming towards me. So now I'm posting my hand, or hand, on his shoulder, and from here I'm moving in this hip escape, stepping over, bringing my feet back. Preferably putting my feet on his biceps right here. Here I have most control. After this one we're going to take some grips. That's why you guys have the geese. Okay. So stand up again. He comes in, takes my legs. No, just keep standing, please. And throw them to the side. I want to pose my hand here, and I want to. Actually, now I should be here. Otherwise, I have to do another move. But we're not going to do that today. From here, I have to move my hips out in order to get my knees and/or my feet back in place. Yeah. So that's why we're doing the hip escapes or the ABs, like this one, this movement, in the warm-ups. You can also do the other side. Stand up, please. Do the other side. Block, hip escape, put the foot over the top, and come back. Keep him in front of you. That's what we want, right? Use your feet to protect the space right here. Okay. So that's basically what we're going to do. You can switch. You can be on the bottom, please. So the top guy only does this. Stands here, move the legs to the side, and try and go to side mount, do it slow. And then you have to make a hip escape, bring the foot over, and preferably bring them onto the biceps. Yeah? Then throw them to the other side, come down, blocks with the hand, brings back the feet, and then sit back straight again. Yeah, there you go. Here you go. Yeah? We're going to introduce some grips. Why? In every situation up until now, the person on top has had basically free mobility. He can move anywhere he wants, maybe except right through me. That might be a little bit hard. But other than that, he can move away, he can move to the left, to the right, to forward, any place. I don't like that. I have no control over his movements. All right? So what will happen? He will put me on my back, unfortunately, or I'll go there. I'm placing my feet on the biceps, either after a recovery, the one we just did, or just straight away. From here, while keeping our feet on the biceps, I'm going to grab both of the sleeves and combine this with a little bit of pressure and pulling. Now I have some control over his upper body, and for him to move around, it will be a little bit harder. I can stop his motions with my feet, basically, a little bit. You can feel that you're no longer free to move any place you want, right? Okay. First, let's look a little bit deeper into the grip. We're not allowed to grab with our fingers inside of someone's sleeve, or pants for that matters, but we can wrap our fingers around the edge of the sleeve. We call this one monkey grip, meaning it's like a monkey hanging from a branch. There's a very important distinction here. It's not squeezing. You're not squeezing your grip. A lot of beginners that will do competition, they have these forearms that are full of blood because they have been squeezing the entire match. You get tired, eventually you'll lose the grip. What you want to do is you want to have your hand open basically and hook your fingers on the edge of his sleeve. Now if he pulls back, he's not able to rip it off. The palm of my hand never touches my fingers. So you can keep it open like this, like a monkey basically. Yeah? Of course, doing this on both sides. And then we combine this with pressure of the feet on the biceps. This might actually feel a bit uncomfortable for your partner, but that's not my problem. Using motions like, I don't know how to say this, marionette, I can move my hip back into place every time. If he starts to come a little bit too close to me, I will put one foot on the hip and push him back here. Open up and put my foot back on the biceps here. Okay, there's a very basic rule. You can do a lot of variations with your feet and your hands. You can go for the legs, you can go for the collar, you can go, I don't know, for the belt. Just do as crazy as you want. But you always have to keep at least 3 points of contact, preferably 4. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is good. When I'm switching my position, I have to move only one foot or hand. So putting this here is good. Like when I'm moving it from here to here, there's a moment where there's only 1, 2, 3 points of contact, which is all right. Could be better, could be 4. Now it's 4 again. Move. Now I feel that he's a little bit too far away. I messed up here. So I might hook his leg and get him closer again. You can see only one foot moved in this case. Yeah, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 again. I like to put it here just because I like that, and it's 4 again. But you never want to let go of 2 things at the same time. Now this side is open. You can probably spin out in this direction and pass my guard. Yeah? Okay. So we're here, we're putting the feet on the biceps, get a monkey grip on the sleeve, push with the legs, pull with the arms, and see if you can try and move him a little bit, if you can control his movements. See what we can do, okay?